Hello, my dear friends. My name is Faisal. Welcome back to English Speaking Way, where every story makes your English stronger, written by me. Voiced with the help of AI. Now, let's get started with today's story. The title of today's story is The Honest Taxi Driver. Tom drives a yellow taxi in the city. He has been a taxi driver for 10 years. Everybody in his neighborhood knows one thing about Tom. He is always honest. Last year, a passenger left a bag of money in his taxi. Tom found the owner and gave it all back. The local newspaper wrote a small story about him. People still remember it. Take Kalim Diver. Every morning, Tom parks near the train station and waits for passengers. Every morning, he sees the same young woman. She stands at the same corner, holding the same brown bag. She never smiles. It's her again, Tom thinks. Every single morning, same corner, same sad face. One rainy morning, the woman gets into his taxi. Where to? Mask. Maple Street Hotel. Please, she says quietly. Tom drives through the wet streets. He looks at her in the mirror. Is everything okay? He asks. You look worried. It's nothing, she says. When they arrive, she pays and gets out fast. She forgets her brown bag on the seat. Tom picks it up. Inside, there is an envelope with a lot of cash and a small notebook with the name Elena. I have to find her, Tom thinks. This is not my money. Tom parks his taxi and walks into the hotel. He finds Elena sitting alone in the lobby, looking through her pockets in panic. Excuse me, Tom says. I think you forgot this. Elena looks up, surprised. Oh my God, she says. Thank you so much. I didn't even notice it was gone. No problem, Tom says. It's not mine to keep. Elena looks at him carefully. You're the honest taxi driver, she says. I read about you in the newspaper. Tom smiles. That's me, he says. Can I buy you a coffee? Elena asks. To say thank you. They sit down together in the hotel cafe. Elena's smile fades quickly. Is something wrong? Tom asks. You still look sad. Elena is quiet for a moment. Then she starts to talk. My grandfather is staying in this hotel, she says. Room 512. He has my father's old watch. My father died 2 years ago. That watch is all I have left of him. Why doesn't your grandfather give it to you? Tom asks. He says I'm too young to keep something so valuable. Elena says. He wants to sell it and give the money to the family instead. But I don't want money. I want my father's watch. How long is he staying here? Tom asks. 2 more days, Elena says. Then he goes back to Denver, and I'll never see that watch again. Tom feels sorry for her. Maybe I can help, he says. I know the hotel manager. He's an old friend. Maybe I can find a way to get the watch for you. Elena's eyes light up. You would really do that? Sure, Tom says. I don't like seeing family fight over something so small. Thank you, Tom. Elena says. Meet me here tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I'll be waiting. Okay, Tom says. See you then. Elena checks her watch and hurries away. Tom feels good about helping her, but that night, something bothers him. Why did she leave so much cash in my taxi and not even notice? He wonders. He decides to think about it more tomorrow. The next afternoon, Tom goes to the hotel early. He finds his old friend Marcus, who manages the front desk. I need a small favor, Tom says. Can you let me into room 512 for 1 minute? A guest there has an old watch that belongs to his granddaughter. She really wants it back. Marcus looks nervous. That's not really how this works, Tom, he says. But, okay, just be quick. I trust you. Tom waits until an older man leaves room 512. and walks toward the elevator. That must be Elena's grandfather, Tom thinks. Marcus opens the door for him. Tom slips inside quietly. The room is neat and clean. On the desk, there is a small wooden box. This must be it, Tom thinks. He opens the box carefully. Inside is a beautiful gold watch. But under the watch, there are papers. Official-looking papers with a museum's name printed on top. City Museum of Fine Arts, on loan. That's strange, Tom thinks. Why does a family watch have museum papers? He hears footsteps in the hallway. Tom closes the box, picks it up, and slips out just before someone turns the corner. He walks straight to the cafe to wait for Elena. At 4 o'clock, she comes in quickly. "You got it," she says, taking the box. "Thank you, Tom. You have no idea how much this means to me." "No problem," Tom says slowly. "But Elena, I saw some papers under the watch. They said something about a museum. Do you know what that means?" Elena's smile freezes for a second. "Oh, that's probably just old paperwork," she says. "My grandfather used to lend things to museums. Anyway, I really have to go." "Thank you again." She rushes out before Tom can ask more. That night, Tom cannot sleep. Something feels wrong. The next morning, he turns on the news, and his heart stops. "Rare gold pocket watch stolen from City Museum exhibit," the reporter says. "Police say a man matching this description was seen leaving with the watch yesterday afternoon." On the screen is a security camera photo. It's Tom walking out of the hotel with the wooden box. Tom's hands start shaking. That watch wasn't a family gift, he thinks. It belonged to the museum. And Elena tricked me. His phone rings. It's Marcus. "Tom, the police just came here," Marcus says. "They know you were in that room. You need to explain this fast, before they find you first." Tom looks out the window. A police car is already parking outside his apartment building. "I can't go home," he thinks. Tom drives his taxi to a quiet street and parks there for the night. He sleeps in the driver's seat, cold and worried, wondering how everything went so wrong. Early the next morning, a street cleaner taps on his window. "Hey, you can't park here all night," the man says. "Sorry," Tom says, starting the engine. He drives to a gas station to get coffee. A man reading a newspaper looks up, then looks at Tom's face carefully. It's him, the man thinks. The taxi driver from the news. The man quickly calls out to a police officer nearby. "That's the guy, the one with the stolen watch. Stop right there." The officer shouts. Tom doesn't stop. Driver's thing en Needskilp. He needs someone who knows the city well. Tom drives to his old friend Sarah's apartment. She has lived in this city her whole life. She opens the door, shocked to see him. "Tom, what happened to you? I need your help," Tom says. "I'm in serious trouble." He tells her everything. Elena, the watch, the museum papers, the police. Sarah listens carefully, then shakes her head. "Tom, I think that girl used you," she says. "She probably works with someone at the museum." That's how she knew exactly where the watch was. "But how do I find her?" Tom asks. "I don't even know where she lives." Sarah thinks for a moment. "Didn't you say she checked her watch a lot, like she was meeting someone?" She asks. "Think, Tom, did she ever mention a place?" A time. Tom closes his eyes and remembers. "The train station," he says slowly. "When I first picked her up, there was an announcement on the radio about a 10 o'clock train to Denver." She looked at it strangely, double quotes. "It's almost 10 now," Sarah says, checking the clock. "I have to go," Tom says. Tom drives to the train station as fast as he can. He parks and runs inside, searching every platform. Finally, He sees Elena near platform 6, talking to a tall man in a dark coat. She is holding the small wooden box tightly. "Elena!" Tom calls out, running toward her. She turns, sees him, and her face goes pale. She grabs the man's arm, and they start walking away quickly toward the train doors. At that same moment, two police officers step onto the platform. They had been following tips about the stolen watch all morning. "Stop right there!" One officer shouts, moving toward Elena and the man. Tom raises his hands. "It's not me," he says. "I didn't know it was stolen." She has the real watch, right there, in that box. The officers look at the box in Elena's hands. It matches the museum's description exactly. "Open it," the officer orders. Inside the box is the gold watch, along with the museum's loan papers. "You'd need to come with?" "US," the officer tells Elena and the man. "I don't understand," Elena says, but no one is listening to her anymore. Later that day, Tom sits in the police station, explaining everything to Officer Grant and to Mrs. Chun, the museum director. "I'm very sorry," Tom says. "I really believed I was helping a girl get her father's watch back." Mrs. Chun looks at him carefully, then she checks her notes. "Wait," she says. "Aren't you the taxi driver from the newspaper story last year? The one who returned all that cash?" "Yes, that was me," Tom says. Mrs. Chun smiles for the first time. "I remember that story," she says. "A man that honest doesn't become a thief overnight." "I believe you, Tom." Officer Grant nods. "The security footage from the hotel and train station support your story too," he says. "You're free to go." Tom feels a huge weight lift off his shoulders. "Thank you," he says quietly. "No, thank you," Mrs. Chun says. "Because of you, we caught two people who have been stealing rare items from our museum for months." Tom drives home that evening, tired but relieved. As he passes the train station, he sees an old man struggling with his heavy suitcase. Tom stops the taxi and gets out. "Need some help?" He asks with us, otherwise, "Den grateful." "Thank you, me says. "Not many people stop to help these days." "I always try to," Tom says, lifting the suitcase into the trunk. As he drives away, Tom thinks about everything that happened. He almost lost everything by trying to be kind. But being honest, even when things went wrong, is what saved him in the end. From that day on, people in the city tell an even bigger story about Tom, not just the honest taxi driver who once returned some cash, but the man whose honesty proved stronger than any lie. So, friends, that was the end of today's story. There are many more stories waiting for you on this channel. Go ahead and explore them, because every video here is made to make your English stronger.